after the turnaround that you produced against England last week to get this far?
Probably the results disappointing, but certainly not the effort or the commitment of these guys. I couldn't be prouder or happier with the group.
Was it a case of not taking the chances in that first half because you had 2 or 3 good opportunities?
Yeah, we probably never got really close enough to put enough pressure on them. But like when we didn't get too many bounces, a bit of luck, did we? Like there was clearly a 40-20 in the first 5 minutes, it didn't go our way. 5 minutes into the second half, the hooker gets elbowed in the head, gets carted off. The referee makes a weak decision and puts it in the bin. Unfair.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you think it was a wrong decision?
Elbow to the head, and the hooker gets knocked out and taken out of the game. What do you think?
Matt, was it crucial though that you when they were down to 12 men, you had to come back into the game, and you very nearly did. You were on the edge of scoring, but couldn't quite do it.
Well, I just thought we probably didn't take our chances like we should have. They're a great team, taking them away from them. And, as I said, we need a lot of things to go right for us today. We were down to 19 players. That's all we had left in the squad. Blokes out of position, blokes playing full halves, and it's just so courageous. And they're a great team. Great team.
Jules, despite the result, how special is the whole occasion?
Yeah, it's massive. I think we spoke about it during the week about just giving ourselves every chance to be in this game, and whatever happened, despite the result, we were always going to be able to lift our head up and be proud. And that's all I wanted for this bunch of men who I've been able to take the field with for the past couple of weeks. It's a special bunch, and unfortunately the journey comes to an end and we all go our separate ways, but the one thing that will stick with us is in history, those names are always going to be beside each other, and we can look back when we're done and be proud of the achievement that we've been able to do.
Did you have a view on the Angus Crichton forearm? Did you think it was worthy to send up?
Well, wasn't in our control. It was up to the refs, and that's the way they saw it. But 9 Angus Crichton, been playing with him before. It's probably not in his game, so it is what it is. But the game's done now.
Should you have capitalised more in that 10 minutes? I think they scored in 10 minutes rather than you got to know. Should have made more of that moment when he was off the field.
Yeah, they're a great team and defended well, but we didn't take our opportunities as well. And I think just a couple finishes to the end of our sets let us down during that 10-minute period. But it is what it is.
Junior, what was the support of the crowd like? Like when Brian scored the try, the place erupted.
It was awesome. Last week we were on the other end of the stick where they probably were booing us, and then tonight, and that just goes to show how good rugby league is. Massive shout out to the England fans for the respect that they showed today, and I think international rugby league deserves more tests, and we've certainly showcased that throughout this World Cup.
I think we've talked about this being a reboot, and it seems like Samoa's been a big part of that rebooting international footy yet. It's a huge positive. You guys have done a lot of work.
Yeah, we have. But I've been, from the start when we've been aiming to build to where we wanted to get to, and I think we're reaping the rewards for the sacrifices that players have made over the past couple of years, and especially this campaign, knowing that we've got a lot of guys who are eligible for Tier 1 nations, and although we have a busy schedule throughout the year, I'm sure, I don't know how to find a way, but we need to find a way on how we can block these games out for international rugby league moving forward, because we're seeing how much it means to everyone around the world, and certainly what this campaign has been able to showcase. And although there have been blowout scores, it's only going to be better for the World Cup campaign building towards.
Would you like to play in America or Hawaii? Obviously, because there's so much Samoan support there.
I'm not sure my partner and kids would like to, but it's all about expanding the game, and I think we touched on it throughout the week as well about The Rock being able to give us a shout out, and we've seen that he's got 350 million followers, so I'm sure everyone knows what rugby league is now. So it's tough competing with other sports that are big on the international scale, but this campaign has definitely shown why rugby league is one of the superior sports.
From a Samoan perspective, do you think if you do play more games in the next few years, then in 3 years' time in France, you can go one better than you have this time around?
Yeah, I think that's the goal for us, for every team that enters the World Cup. No one's coming to lose on purpose. Everyone's chasing their dream of being able to achieve what Australia done tonight. They have done so for the past couple of years as well. So it's a credit to them, and probably got to understand that they were criticised throughout the week about not being passionate about the jersey, but I can certainly tell you that the guys who have represented the green and gold tonight can definitely hold their head high and be proud of what they've achieved, because we do play with some of those guys week in, week out, and the jersey certainly means just as much to them as it does to us.
Given the quality in your side now, should Samoa be a Tier 1 nation?
We understand that there's criteria that you've got to be able to meet in order to turn to Tier 1 nations, but this is just a step in the right direction for us.
Matt, do we know how that works? Like, obviously, to become a Tier 1 nation, we're going to talk pathways, we're going to talk a lot of things, don't we? Like, there's a long way to go.
Yeah, but do we want first of all, do we want Origin to stay as Origin? Do we want these guys to play Origin? Yes, we do. Do we want these guys to play for Samoa? Yes, we do. So Samoa can't be a Tier 1 nation and do that.
Would you say, Matt, it's not broken, so don't fix it?
Correct. Is the international game not as good as it's ever been? If they want to change the rules, they're going to make the 3 teams again.
Junior, how does this game tonight, or today in Old Trafford, compare with other big games? You played in some big games. As an event today, how does it compare with the other big games you've been involved in?
Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest achievements within my career. I think every time I get to put on the blue jersey, it means so much to people around the world, and we've been able to see that throughout this campaign, seeing parades that are happening, back in Australia, New Zealand, America, just all around the world, and being able to take that field tonight, playing against such a quality team in Australia, and being a part of, I think this is the first rugby league game. No, it's not. Last week was the first one at Emirates, but it's such a historic stadium like Old Trafford.
And you've got so many guys who potentially could play for Australia in your side. Will you be able to keep them playing for Samoa, do you think? Because probably half a dozen of your guys could very easily be picked for Australia, in different circumstances.
Yeah, we could have done that this World Cup. But this is part of the reason why we chose to represent our heritage. And there's guys in the Australian team who are eligible to play for Samoa as well, but they put their hand up to make a decision to represent Australia, and it's hats off to them, because they've got their own reasons to represent why, because it's more than just a game for us. We've all got our families to look after, all got our goals that we want to achieve, and fortunate for us, we all got different motivations to why we play rugby league, and it doesn't matter who we play for. It's all about just being passionate about representing on the world stage, and this is probably one of the biggest achievements that I definitely can walk away from my career and be proud of, because we not only represent ourselves, our staff and our people, it's more so about carrying the spirit of what Toa Samoa means to us.
Jim's the Western Sydney right now, Liverpool, Cabramatta, Wayland Reserve going off with convoys and stuff. How does it make you feel?
Bit of FOMO. A part of us loves that we're here, but a part of us wants to be back home getting amongst it, and I can say this is all part of the inclusion to why we chose to represent, and I think the unity that we've been able to bring out within our own communities, it's it's a discussion point that's never been able to, have the light shine upon for us within our own communities in Western Sydney or New Zealand. This is all part of it about being able to inspire not just the youth, but the next generation of people who are coming through, whether they want to be able to represent Samoa on the rugby league stage or whatever their decisions are in life. We just want to be able to unite this beautiful nation that we get to call home, and thankful that rugby league allows us to do that.
That's what I went on Critter. He is the everywhere man. He just seems to be in the right place at the right time in these big games.
Yeah, Mr. Clutch himself. Last week, it's a special moment for Critter. Dubbed himself the Bird of God. We know that he's got that label of intercept king now. Managed to pinch one. Then I think just seeing the boys celebrate, seeing him score that try, despite where we were on the scoreboard, it just meant everything to us about how proud of this team and how proud of we are, with each other. It just showcases, how special this group is.
Junior, are you going home now, or is the team going on a trip?
I don't know what I think we're booked in for a flight early tomorrow, tomorrow night. So I think my kid's got to get back to school. Get the whole campaign. So yeah, I'll be on that plane home.
Matt, England are looking for test opponents in 2023 and 2024. Would that be something that appeals to you, or would you rather be playing in national football, be a bit closer to home?
Oh no, it'd be definitely something we're really looking forward to. I think the more games we can get, the better. I've been listening to June's talk. This group's very special, and it's so humbling to see how they've touched so many people around the world. Samoans, and inspired them. You talk about Critter, the Penrith boys, June's, what a fantastic leader he is. So, obviously, as I said before, it's a fine line. You want an international footy to go, and it needs to thrive. But these guys do need an off-season occasionally where they can have a rest. You can't just, 37 games today, man. And play 60 odd minutes most games in the front row. Tough stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.